Hi guys, this is Mandy from MandyleePlays, and in today's video, I'm going to do a first impressions of Atelier Ryza 2, Lost Legends, and The Secret Fairy. Now this game was published by Koei Tecmo and developed by Gust, and Koei Tecmo was kind enough to send me a review copy so I could tell you guys about the game and share it around. But my opinions are always my own. So with that being said, let's get into the first impression. Atelier Ryza 2 takes place 3 years after Atelier Ryza Everdarkness and the Secret Hideouts, and that game sold really well, so I got really happy when they made a direct sequel to Atelier Ryza Everdarkness and the Secret Hideout, because I get to experience the characters again and a whole new adventure with them. So what are my first impressions? Firstly, the visuals. Now the visuals look great. I got the Nintendo Switch version, though sometimes I could kind of see where they kind of had to cut corners because it's a Switch version, and sometimes I'm like, maybe I should have gotten the PS4 one, but the Switch one runs great. Visually, it runs good, though it still suffers from that same thing the first game had, the brightness. Like, it could be overbearing at times. It could be really bright in some areas, especially the farming area. So it kind of sucks that they didn't give you the option to toggle on the brightness, because this game on the Switch is really bright. Sometimes you're like, damn, where is my sunglasses? You could lower the brightness of your TV and stuff, but that shouldn't be an option kind of thing. Now the whole game is not like that, because we have a new setting. Instead of the islands of the first game, we have the main city, or the capital city as they call it, and to us it might not look like a city, it ain't no New York, but for Ryza and the gang, who came from a little island that nobody knew existed, it's pretty big. Ryza feels like she has reached a wall in her alchemy and she wants to learn more. Now the characters look great. Ryza looks older. I like her outfit, it's very cute. But the best glow up has to be Theo. Now he got taller, his voice got deeper, he basically went through puberty for some reason, and now he's like this confident kind of guy. Like in the first game, he was like scared to do anything, and now he's all adventure time, adventure time. It's really cool to see him grow as a person from living in the capital. And there's also Boss. Now Boss, I mean, he's still kind of a jerk, but a friendly jerk. Like how friends kind of jerk around with each other. Oh, that sounds bad. And we also meet this girl named Patricia, but she likes to be called Patty. Now, I don't know how I feel about her, because her face is always angry or sad. Now, Patricia is the rich girl. Her dad owns a lot of land in the city, and he was so kind enough to give an apartment to Ryza, which is a very nice apartment if you ask me. Like, holy cannoli. They strike the deal since she's an alchemist. She has to help the city with their needs and kind of do her alchemy stuff. So that's where the side quest comes in. Now there's a convenient bulletin board in the cafe where you could accept quests. So that's pretty much where I am with the story. I'm about 4 hours in, and yeah, that's kind of where I am. Now on to the gameplay. Now, as someone who might be playing this for the first time, I'll try to explain it as best I can. Alright, so first you need to gather. Gathering is the easiest, as you just see something that's glowing or blinking and you pick it up and then you get the materials for it. The way you gather your materials could change because of the kind of tool you're using. Now Ryza does not have an infinite pocket, but you can always go back to your Altair and dump it into your box, because that box is infinite. You could store all your items there, but first you have to gather them. Alright, so I'm not gonna go too into how to synthesize stuff, because it's one of those things that are easier to do than easier to explain. Like, even with the tutorial and all that stuff, you're kind of like, what? But then when you do it, you could kind of get the gist of what it was saying. So basically, if you want to craft something, there will be a little menu that says what items you need. Now depending on the characteristics or the color of the thing, you could get different outcomes and different qualities. And I love the new thing that they added into this game, which is the skill tree or something like that. And that is so much easier. In the first game, you had to just trial and error your way through, but now you can unlock them in the skill tree thing. Now you do need SP, but you get SP as you create more stuff in your Altier and a little bit in side quests. So the fact that they added this, oh my god, just adds a cherry to the top. Mwah. I love it. Alright, so now onto the gameplay. This game is a action turn-based combat type of game. So basically you want to attack before the enemy gets a chance to attack. So you gotta think of what to do. Now there's several things, but one thing they added that was desperately needed was a defense. I was just like, yes, yes. Because in the first game you had to just sit there and take it. But now you can actually defend yourself. It's not 100% like guaranteed that you won't take damage, but you do get a huge reduce in damage. And you can also perfect block and get perks with that as well. So that was desperately needed, and I just love it. It just makes the game flow so much better, especially when you're trying to think and the enemy's coming, so you could just block, take your time to think again. Now a lot of the gameplay is like the first one, which is good. It wasn't really bad, but they did add a little twist to it, which I love. And also you could switch characters on the fly, and there's also the inclusion of swimming, which is great for gathering. And I actually forgot about it until I fell into the water and I actually swam. I was like, oh, I remember. Oh, and there's also raining now, so Ryza has that wet feature, if you know what I mean. So overall, I am really excited to play more of this game, and I'm actually going to stream it later, so look out for that, because it is so fun and I'm loving it. It brings me back to the first one, but it does add new things in the mix too to make it kind of fresh. And I can't wait to see the rest of the characters, see how they grown and all that stuff. So I'm really interested. So with all that being said, if you have questions or anything, please tell me in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. And if you like my content and would love to see more, please hit that subscribe button and ring-a-ding-ding that bell to get notified when my videos and live streams drop. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and as always, play a good game. Peace, peace.